Hello, my people, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Nolita Stone, and you are tuned into Fresh Trends Essay. Okay, so we are still carrying on with the whole Manzini saga, Mtakabawo, Kunzima, guys. This is part 5. Okay, so let us fast forward just a bit. So I spoke a lot these past few days about Gogo Manzini. Now we are moving towards not April was still the backlog, and then May was also still the backlog. Ne? Okay, so now in the middle of May, guys, ne? Manzini sends us a voice note on the actual investment group where we all are, right? And she says to us that she is going to pay all of us by the 31st of May. All of us should have been paid all our monies by the 31st of May, right? She had said she's not going to pay us the interest that the investment is supposed to give us because of the fact that her own money is with the investment and is not out yet. So in the meantime, she's going to pay us out of her own pocket without the 50% interest, right? So for example, if you had deposited 5,000 rand, you are not going to get 50% of that. So you're not going to get 7,500. Right? You're only going to get the money that you deposited, which is 5,000 rand. Okay. Then at that time we were all fed up and we were like, okay, no, it's fine. That should be fine and everything. And then she speaks about other stuff, man, about, she's got big plans regarding this platform, and she's going to do this and that. Remember, this person also now had hired offices, in Sandton. She now also wanted to start a whole funeral policy business and wanted to, invite us to actually be in the whole funeral policy thing. So the admin lady had already spoken to underwriters to actually start the process of starting the whole funeral business, right? Okay, fine. So I think before the 31st of May, that is when she went to Tanzania, right? So she was up and down during this whole time, Manzini, with our backlogs, asking people for money to go to all these places. There were people who were popping out 5Ks when she went to Tanzania. Apparently, it was money for petrol, and then she was asking other people, for money throughout all these trips, she was buying houses, guys, but we just didn't understand, okay, all of this, yet you still cannot pay us our monies, So she went to Tanzania. She was not updating us in the group about Tanzania. All she used to do is do the YouTube videos about Tanzania and why she's there. Apparently at this time, things for her were not going well at all, from what we had gathered, and also from what I had gathered in her YouTube videos. She used to speak a lot about, ancestors, and how ancestors can, make you so successful. But then at the very same time, something might happen and then everything will just, get blown away. Everything, your success will not, will deteriorate. Oh my gosh, that that name, it will, you'll become nothing, so one day you're up, the next day you are nothing, basically. And so she spoke a lot about that. She spoke a lot about the fact that she's got enemies, and that there are people who are threatening her to do stuff to her, or threatening to expose her, so she was getting a lot of threats, and it was because of the whole investment thing as well. People invested millions, guys. You cannot get away with, you will definitely receive threats, with those huge amounts, okay? So she was talking a lot along those lines, and she's going to Tanzania to go and get like ghosts, and protection as well, and she used to say to us that if you dare threaten me, this ghost will. So this ghost that she's going to get in Tanzania, if you threaten or try to expose or try to do something to harm her, this ghost will basically, watch everything that you're doing. And then once you go and, do something to actually expose, like that very moment where things are now being exposed, the ghost would come would come to your place, to your house, ne? And would actually unalive you. Okay, so and she was serious about all these things, and she went there to go get protection. There was a time where she was also in an accident in her car, and also she was bruised on her leg as well. And she said, you know what, something is happening like to her, because like wasweleka, like wafa, so that's why she got into like the accident and stuff like that. I don't know whether that bruise that she had was from the accident or something bit her, but she couldn't walk properly. Like it was terribly sore. You could just see that something is wrong. Okay, fine. She was there, I think, in Tanzania for about a week. Ne? She comes back, ne? Within that week, and then I think it was a week before we were supposed to receive our payments, like a week before the 31st, ne, of May. This lady sends us a voice note, ne, saying to us that I will not pay people that she doesn't owe. She continues to say, and this is on her in her own words, there are a lot of people that I do not owe, a lot of people in the list that I do not owe. So she makes like an example of this lady, right? So this lady is just one person, right? So the date is on our left hand side here. So she first deposited on the 12th of December 2024. She deposited 55,000 rand. She got a payout of 75,000. Then again on the 11th of December 2024, deposited 110,000, got a payout of 150,000 rand, right? So she kept on depositing until here at the bottom, 17 May 2025, right? I can't remember. I don't know how much she deposited there, because the investment there, because it's not written. I don't know why Manzini did not write that, but she made an example of this, right, of this list, and say these are the payouts that I paid this girl, ne? Therefore I don't owe this girl the initial investment that she thinks I owe her. So for example, if this girl invested let's say 50,000, right, on the 17th of May, right, she would then, like, on a normal investment, she would then get like 50% of the 50,000. So she will get 75,000 rand, right? Okay. But now Manzini was like, because like previously the investment paid her out 50% all the time, she's not going to get that 75,000. She's going to get like maybe like 5,000 rand, because that's her outstanding amount, right? So she was like, you'd find that a lot of people in this list are people that owe me and I don't owe them money. So tina masingamjwayeli kakubi. So now what she's saying now here is something completely different to what she told us 2 weeks before the 31st of May, where she said she's going to pay all our monies, right? That is what she says. And she said to us that we must inbox her so that she can drop a spreadsheet individually to see if we owe her or she owes us, right? Depending on the amount that you have invested. And you'll probably see that 90% of the people, she won't pay. Basically, that's what she was trying to get away from, to say that, listen, I'm not going to pay you guys. I've been doing you guys a favor. I've been paying these 50% deposits to you guys all this time. So now you guys are going to be frustrated just because of a backlog. And she had this whole thing of Tina, we are busy inboxing her, threatening her. Basically, this lady is trying to get away with not paying us. That whole thing of, we will see, inbox me and I will see if I owe you or you owe me, and if you owe me, you better pay me back my money. So to her, she has it on in her mind that she was doing us a favor, and that we should be grateful, even though there's this backlog. And that even though there's this backlog, we should still be grateful because she has done a lot for us. And because of that, because of everything and the threats and everything, and us exposing her, she's not going to pay. Basically, that is what she's trying to say with that whole thing of, I owe you or you owe me nonsense. And that was that. So she was fighting basically in that voice note, right? Yeah. And then she a week later, now it was towards the 31st, ne? A week later, she sends a voice. She voice notes us again in the group, and she apologizes about talking to us the way she spoke to us, right? And she says that she was very frustrated and she was not in her right mindset, but now she's calm, and that we must just give her time. We must just give her time for her to pay back our monies. She will pay back our monies, the amounts that we invested, but we must just give her ixesha, like time. She wants to go work first, and then as she's working, she will then deposit our money. She'll then pay back our monies, And I'm thinking, why didn't she say that in the first place? Like, why must she play games with us? You know what I'm saying? So she then came back later on, and then she said good night, right? So in that last voice note where she's apologizing and telling us she's going to pay us and everything, she sounded very distressed and like very stressed. She sounded very tired. She sounded like she was crying as well. She sounded like she was, I don't know, Manny. There was just something in me that felt a bit sorry for her in that moment, But I was like, no, never. I'm not going to feel sorry for someone who's been treating me like I'm nothing, But she wasn't okay at all. You can just hear, and the rest of us also were saying the same thing. Like, that last voice note was not, like, she was not okay. She was not the same person that we know, okay? And then I think it was 2 or 3 days after, we then hear that now Gogo has passed away, and we were all shocked, as a group. And apparently she passed away from a short breath incident. Yeah. And to us, we honestly could not believe that. Like, we were shocked to the fact that she's passed away, but we were also shocked that it was so coincidental that she passed away. It was too coincidental, to the point where, we didn't believe that she has passed away. To us, we believed that she planned the whole thing. She knew that the time is going to come where she needs now to have an exit plan, and she planned it. She planned everything together with her husband, So we went to another group that we had as members, right? And we're all speaking about, her sudden death, the fact that it was a short breath incident, apparently she couldn't breathe, and then like she had like imikwebu, like on her mouth and stuff like that. She was in bed, and then someone was telling us that the admin lady was telling us that the paramedics couldn't come, so they took a car to go to the hospital quickly just to see if she's still alive, because they just couldn't tell. So as they were going to hospital, the car that they were driving ran out of petrol, guys. The car that they were driving ran out of petrol, and and now they had to wait for the paramedics to come to actually, see if she is dead or not, Manzini. So the paramedics came like 3-4 hours later. Now they are sitting with, a lifeless, person in a car, that's if she's really unalive. Like that's if she's really if she's really passed away, because we don't think so, so they came and they pronounced her, unalive, and then obviously she went to the mortuary. Now she couldn't go to the hospital because she's already, passed away. Okay, so that's the story that we were fed. That's the story that we were fed. Okay. Now, we don't know whether to believe the story or not, because the person who's telling us the story is the admin lady. The admin lady is the one that was close with the Manzini, the Gogo Manzini, because they used to work hand in hand together with this whole investment thing. So, we don't know if this is what was told in order to plan, her death, we don't know. So now, as members of the group, we are left so confused, so depressed, so stressed, because our monies are with her, and we are left with the question of, is she really dead? Is she really, did she really pass away? We are left with questions, what do we believe? There's a lot that we were questioning, and we needed answers, from people who were close with her, right? Which is the admin lady. There was another lady as well who was close to her. We needed answers from the husband as well, Brian, and let me tell you something about the husband. The husband was so rude to us when we were wanting back our monies, right? When we heard the whole thing, she has passed. We immediately called and inboxed Brian, the husband, and he was so rude to us. He told us that he knows nothing about the investments. We were the ones that were dealing with Manzini, not dealing with him. Therefore, he's not going to pay us anything because he knows nothing. We are now questioning him, about, how did, she die, we're questioning him about the death certificate. People wanted to go to the farm that they have, to go and really question if there's a death certificate or not, or if the death certificate is real or not. We are just like, guys, that night we never slept. People lost so much money, millions and hundreds and thousands of rands, gone just like that. Even till today, we don't think that she has passed away. We don't at all. I'm going to leave it here, guys, and I'm going to tell you why we don't think that she has passed away in part 6, okay? Right now, I'm going to leave it here. This video is like, I think, 20 minutes long, going to 20 minutes long, right? And I will see you guys in part 5. It gets juicy, it gets messy, yeah, sihleli into. Hey, Manzini.